Welcome to Selenium with Java, October 2021 batch, online training session 10. So in last two sessions I already covered all the important concept from TestNG, right? What is TestNG all about? What are the different annotation? How we can perform parallel or distributed testings? What is the concept of data provider, parameter? How you can do the grouping? How you can destroy execution of failed test case, everything, right? So today I will try to cover all the important concept from Maven. So I will cover what is Maven all about, how you can install the Maven, how you can run sample program, how you can execute Selenium WebDriver script with the help of Maven and TestNG, what are the different Maven commands available, and how you can run those commands, right, with the help of command prompt or command line. What is repository and repository manager in Maven, right? How we can implement headless browser testing with Maven. What is the Maven profiles concept to control the build execution? What is the importance of snapshot in Maven? So in the normal project you already see, right, whenever you are creating any Java project, so every time for every dependency we have to add them manually, right? So in case say this is my project I already created, Selenium session October 21 batch. So you can see we are adding those reference library Selenium jar file, HTML unit driver jar file, as well as TestNG you are adding through manual intervention, right? So with the help of properties, and we are going to that Java build path, right? Either we are mapping the TestNG or adding the external jars or adding the library. But what will be the problem in case whatever version you already loaded, right? So that is not relevant in the market, or maybe some new version need to be uploaded, right? So what is the problem? So what you need to do? You need to remove that library from your project. You need to install new jar files or library or the or relevant libraries, right? And you need to associate them manually. But whenever you'll be dealing with the Maven, there is a concept called dependency management, where we will be just changing the version and the dependency name, and automatically your project will got updated, and those dependency will be getting added, or jar file will be getting updated to your maven.m2 folder. Okay. So what is Maven? So Maven is a product from Apache. That is the reason it is called Apache Maven. It's software project management and comprehension tool. Based on the concept of a project object model, which is nothing but the page object model, Maven can manage a project's builds, reporting and documentation from central piece of information. So Maven, sometimes called dependency management tool. So Maven is used to define project structure, dependency, build and test management. So whenever you will be creating a Maven project, by default there will be pom.xml file generated. Just like the TestNG project, there is a testng.xml file. So similarly, whenever you will be creating any Maven project, so by default pom.xml file will be created, where you can configure all the dependency needed for building, testing and running your script or code. Maven automatically download all the necessary file from the repository while building the project. So that is the reason whenever you are creating any Maven project and you are adding dependency and you are saving them in the pom.xml file, so it sometimes might take a few minutes of time to update your project completely. So Maven is a dependency management tool I already mentioned, right? To execute the framework, user need the jar file. So Maven will help the user to keep the up-to-date jar files on the framework. During runtime, the Maven will check the version of the jar file present in the local system or not. In case it is available in the local system, definitely it will immediately try to connect your local system first. In case it is not available in the local system, it will try to check from the central repository, right? So suppose say in case you are working with something, right, and in case your internet is not available, still in case those is already available in your local repository, so it will not throw any error, it will try to connect with the local repository. And in case it is still not available, So you need that internet connection to be downloaded it from your central repository. And in case you want to just update the version of that particular dependency, so you can update it and different latest version will be available there. So in case there is no internet connection or if the latest version is not available, then the Maven execute the framework with the jar file available in the local system. It provides build success message in case there is no compiler issue in the framework, or it will provide build failure message. So in case you want to execute the Maven project, right? So it will be three steps process. First, you need to install the Maven. Once Maven is installed in your Eclipse, so just like the testng, it will be at your Eclipse level. So after that, you need to add the dependency in your pom.xml file, and then you need to execute the framework. So just like the testng, you need to go to the Eclipse marketplace, you need to search with Maven, and you need to install that software. After that, you need to restart your system. So it's already available. I already installed in my system. So that is the reason. If you go to the help here and go to the Eclipse marketplace, so you'll able to search with the Maven. Okay, so you just need to search it and you need to install it. In case it is not installed, just in the find button you can type Maven, and so that it will be available, and then you can install it. Just click on the finish. After that, you can restart your Eclipse. So that will be installed. Once it is installed, right, you can create any number of project, Maven project. So it is only your project level, that level activity. So once it is created, you no need to worry. So you can also find out whether Maven has been installed or not in your project. So this is the three step you need to do. First, you need to install the Maven, and then you need to add the dependency, and then you need to execute the framework. So I already mentioned, just like testng framework, you need to go to the Eclipse marketplace and you need to search with Maven. Once it is available, you need to install it, you need to accept the agreement, and you restart the Eclipse, which might take some time. So once it is done, so how you can create the Maven project? So go to the Eclipse here, go to the file, click on the new, right, and do not select the Java project. Here you can select the others. In case those are the thing is not available here, you can go with the other, right, and then here, just like the testng, you can search with Maven, right. So you can see, now you can see the Maven project option is available. So instead of Java project, you can create a Maven project. Click on the next, then you can click on the next again. Sometimes you can create a simple project. You can skip the archetype selection, but I do not prefer that. I used to prefer that default settings. Click on the next. Here you can select that archetype is Maven archetype quick start 1.1%. So by default it is selected. Then you can click on the next. Then here you need to group your artifact ID and trace ID, right? So here, what is group ID all about? So group ID will be nothing but your organization level. In case you are working for an organization, so every organization will follow some group ID. So it will be common in nature for all your project. And artifact ID will be your project name. So that is because based on the group ID, right, you can identify which organization your project belongs to easily. Because each and every organization will be having similar group ID, so it will be common in nature, right? And package name will be group ID dot artifact ID. Automatically it will be coming. So suppose I am giving it Maven training, and this is your group ID, so it will be specific to your company or organization, right? So this is the option I already, and artifact ID is the ID of the project. It specifies the name of the project, right? So let's give some project name, Maven session 10, right? Okay, it's already available because I have created something, Maven training session 10. You can see automatically your package name is coming, group ID dot artifact ID, and you can click on the finish. Once you click on the finish, so your Maven project will be automatically created, right? So in the normal Java project, you need to associate all your jar files testng manually, right? Here Maven training project automatically created. So you can check where it is created. Let's select all the project. You can search with Maven training session 10. So this is the project we have created. And once you open the project, you could see there is two file, right? SRC file instead of one SRC file. One is called SRC main Java, one is SRC test Java. As right, Java will be there, so Java GRE system library file automatically getting added. Maven dependency, so by default JUnit will be added to the Maven. That is the reason JUnit is getting added here. And there is a pom.xml file. So right now in the source target folder nothing will be available, but pom.file will be created. And in those two folder, main folder, you can see package already coming. So it is nothing but the group name dot the artifact name, and while default class will be created, you can remove the class from both the main Java as well as test Java folder. So definitely you should work in the test Java folder. Whatever code you want to write, you can work here. So before that, let's open the pom.xml file. So it is the page object model.xml file where you need to add all your dependency. So as and when you are adding the dependency, automatically this will sync your project and those dependencies will be getting added to your project. So here JUnit is there, right? So if you go to that pom.xml last option, right? So you could see that JUnit dependency is already getting added here, right? So this is the group ID for the project. You can see this is the project name, right? This is the group ID, this is the artifact ID you given. Snapshot version will be automatically 0.01 snapshot. I'll be covering you what is the difference between snapshot and the project. And in the dependency section, so by default JUnit dependency got added. So you can remove the dependency or you can keep it in case you want to deal with the JUnit one. I can keep the dependency for the JUnit. So that complete part you need to remove it. Okay. So I'll be adding all the dependency in the dependencies tag, under the dependencies tag. So how you can get the dependency? Next question, right? Okay.
Hey, Arvind.
Yes. Yeah.
So why did you delete those Java files?
So because this is the sorry, what was there? I think JUnit, because I will be not be using the JUnit, right? That is the reason I have deleted the default dependency. Because by default JUnit is associated, so JUnit is different. I'll be using testng, right? So that is the reason. You can keep it, no need to worry. But yeah, if you do not require the JUnit, you can delete it. So that is the path you can go to. So because JUnit will be not be using, right, for the normal Selenium project. So developer actually used to use them. So whatever dependency you need to type it here, you need to go to that part mavenrepository.com, and suppose I want to add the testng dependency. So you need to search here testng dependency, and you can search it. So you will be getting the dependency here. So all the dependency you need to add. So if you open the testng, you will be finding all the dependency for all the testng version. So you can take any stable version. So how you can understand the version is stable enough? So based on the usage you can version, right? So 6.14 through you can see 1465, that is the usage. So I can proceed with that one. So you should go with the stable version. Any alpha beta version you should not take. Just need to click on that, and if you go here you could see that is the different dependencies added, right? For Maven project, for Gradle project, for Kotlin project, right? It is added. So definitely I will be taking the dependency for the Maven project. So select everything, Control C, and just Control V here under the dependencies tag, and then Control S. Okay. So it will take some time. You can see here it is showing building workspace 40%. So unless it is what 100% is done, so you should not perform any action, otherwise it will not be visible. Okay. So it should take some time because it is initially building the dependency. Now you can immediately see, right, under the Maven dependency that, right, testng dependency got added. There are a lot of dependency can be there relevant to testng, so you need to worry about it. You need to worry that testng dependencies got added or not. Okay. Similarly, if you want to add the dependency for the Selenium Java, you can type here Selenium Java, and you can click on the search. So you can click on the Java, Selenium Java, and you can go for any stable version, maybe 3.3 version. So because 4 version came just few days back, so I can go that one 3.14.1. So 410 user used it, and just I will be copying it here, that dependency whatever kind. So no need to remember anything, just copy it, whatever it will be there from the Maven repository page, because this is the home page for the Maven. Okay, so I'll be adding another dependency under the dependencies tag here. So that's why you need to add all the dependency, press Ctrl S. So automatically Selenium Java dependency will be also added. All the Selenium jar file whatever is required for that 3.14.1. So you can see all the Selenium jar file is getting added here automatically. So that is the beauty. So suppose say now you need to change it from 3.14.59 to 4, say for few days, right? So what you will be doing? You no need to do anything. You can go to that 4.0 stable version and everything will be remain same. Only you just need to change the version name here. You just need to update it. So automatically what will happen? The previous version will be automatically removed here and the new version will be added. Just you need to add it, change it. So I think all the other will be same, but you just need to change the version. So that is the beauty of Maven. Okay, so automatically you are able to see it here, right? These are the dependencies getting added, but where those are getting stored? So that is the question interviewer will ask, right? So if you go to your my computer, right, automatically Ascend will be creating a project and you are adding the dependency. So in your C drive, right, user, and so this is my username. So there will be .m2 folder will be created. .m2 folder, please remember it. On your username it will be created. So if you open the .user, you can see repository is getting there, right? So that is the different repository whatever you will be using so far for different Maven project, it will be automatically added, right? For log4j, and in I think it is the org file where your Selenium Java dependency will be added. You can see Selenium HQ is there in the org folder. Okay, so this is the Selenium. I think you can see here, this is the Selenium Java, and you can see this is the version I have used so far. So 3.14.9, you could see this is the jar file whatever we are manually adding it, but it is automatically getting stored in my C drive. So that is the beauty. Once it is added, so it will be added here. Next time once if you refresh it, even it is not available, internet connection is not available, still automatically it will try to collect all the information from your local repository. It will not check first on the internet. Instead of that, it will try to search from the local repository, means .m2 folder. In case it is not available, it will go for the central repository. So that's why it works, right? So now, so I already created the Maven project here, and I already added the basic 2 dependency for TestNG and that Selenium Java. Now here in the package, right, I can create a TestNG project. Sorry, TestNG class. TestNG session 10. I can give it. I can add a few more test cases here. So let's take some test case reference from here only. So say I want to open the Facebook page. I want to get the title, right? So that is the thing I want to do. So this is the test case I am writing it here. Okay. Let's save it. Project is getting saved. Now if you want to run it from that one, right? So you can run it with the help of TestNG test. So it will be definitely running and it will return you the result. So it will be opened. Facebook page will be open and you can get the title of the page and driver will be quitting, browser will be quitting. So that is the step I want to perform here with the help of TestNG class in the Maven project. You can see Facebook page opened successfully, that is the part is coming, and second part title is coming, that is the title of the page. Now I can convert the project to the TestNG you already seen the last project, right? So I can convert it TestNG, so that by default that is my suit name. I can change it the name here, TestNG suit. Okay, name also if you want to change it, TestNG test, and definitely this is my package name completely. Package name is nothing but the group id.artifact id, and this is my class name, and then I need to click on finish. So automatically testng.xml file is getting generated. So if I want to run it from the testng.xml file, still I can run it, right? So it will give me the same result. But definitely I will not be running it from the testng.xml file, because I am creating the Maven project and I am trying to run from the pom.xml file everything. I want to run based on the pom.xml file setting. So definitely I will be adding the dependency as well as for the build also, because it is a build and dependency management tool. Build validation and dependency management tool. So I want to validate the build, and as well as I want to add the dependency from the Maven project. So you can see still it is same, right? So now if you want to run it from the pom.xml file, so if you initially want to run it, it will not be successful. Okay, so these are the different commands available. Maven clean is first time, in case you already run for some time, it will clean the project. Then Maven build, it will compile the project, and Maven test, it will test the project. Clean and build and compile and then clean and test the project. So that is the, in case you are running the test, so it will compile first, it will clean the project first. In case some history was there, you are already run some time, then it will compile the project, means during the compilation time, in case any error is there, it will try to throw it. In case everything is successful, it will run the project. So in the runtime, in case you are having any problem, it will face it. You could see it will be failing. Your script will not be successful. Okay, there are some errors coming. So why the error? I already know, because I need to add the Maven Surefire plugin and the Maven compiler plugin to run the project from the pom.xml file. Okay, so that is the part I already covered. Now we need to add the plugins from in the pom.xml file, which is nothing but the Surefire plugin. So in the same Apache PY folder, if you type it Surefire plugin and the compiler plugin, you will get it. But I have already copied and pasted everything, so you can copy it from here, my PPT, that part. So I will be going to my PPT. So this is the Surefire plugin. First one is the Surefire plugin, and second is the compiler plugin. So it will be, this is the plugin under plugins tab, and first will be build, then the plugin management, then plugins, and here plugin is there. So you need to simply copy paste it, no need to change anything. It will be before your project only. After the dependency stack, you need to add it. So I will be adding it before the project. So this is the two plugin you need to add: Maven Surefire plugin tag and Maven compiler plugin. Okay, then you need to save it. Let's give some time to save it. Can you please go on mute? So once the project is getting saved, okay, so once the project is saved, so now my both the plugin has been added, right? So under the dependency stack, we will be adding all the dependency, and under the build and plugin management and plugin stack, will be adding all the plugins. So this is the basic two plugins required to run all your Maven project. So whatever I will be showing, that will be sufficient, right, for your starting point. Definitely few more kind of addition will be there, but right now no need to worry. Whatever I will be covered today, that is sufficient to start your for the Maven part. Now if you just run your project, you can see, yeah.
So TestNG is not required for the Maven, right?
No, TestNG I have added, right? Because you will be creating the TestNG class. That is the reason. So whatever you will be using,
No,
so you
you
need to
added
add.
it. No, no. What I am asking, I know you added TestNG. What I am asking, whether TestNG is needed for Maven
No, in case you want to
framework?
use the TestNG framework, then you need to add it. Otherwise, in case if you are still want to create Java project, so TestNG will not be required.
No, what is the best practice? That's what I'm
Best
asking.
practice is definitely you need to use TestNG. So in the real time, we will be not be creating the Java project. So we'll be
For Maven
using,
framework as
yeah,
well.
Maven framework or as well, right? This is also framework concept, right? So we already started our journey with the
Yeah,
help of TestNG. So definitely everything will be driven by
yeah.
TestNG now after that, because you
So
need to publish some
what
report,
is the
right?
difference? What is it? So
Yeah.
what I'm asking, yesterday we have seen TestNG framework, right?
Mm.
And today you are showing Maven framework.
Mm.
So what is the difference? Like if I don't use Maven, just use TestNG, what will be the drawbacks and
Yeah, so
advantages of both?
definitely whenever you'll be using the TestNG, right? So you'll be creating a Java project. So there every time, in case your dependency management got changed, every time you need to remove those jar file, you need to add it, right? Every time you need to download it and you need to add it. But in case you are creating the Maven project, right? So you need to no need to worry about something. You can just go to that site, you can search for the dependency, and you can copy paste the dependency. Automatically your jar file will be added to the Maven project. So that is the basic difference, right? You no need to worry about other
So
thing.
flow wise,
Yeah.
so other than adding the dependencies in the repository of form.xml,
Mm. Otherwise, lot of difference will be
basically,
there. You will be coming to know. You will be getting to know soon. Okay. There are a lot of differences with Java project you cannot do. Okay. So this will be covered down the line. Once let's cover the session, then you can get all your answer. Okay. Then you can run with the Maven test. So definitely lot of advantages is there, which is not available in the Java project. That is the reason we'll be using it. The profiling concept I already showed, right? That package part, which will not be easily configured in the Java project. So we can see now it is trying to run it. Okay. So running will be same, just like the test.ngxml file, but with the help of Maven. So you can see it is going to the test. It is trying to execute it. So running test suite, and it will launch the Chrome browser. Okay. You can see test case got run successfully, and you can see here build success. So either it will give build success or build failure. Total number of time. These are the different additional things you can get to know here. You can get to know that how many test cases run, how many test cases fail, and you can also get the result here, right? That is the part we want to execute it. So that is the part is coming, and title is also coming, and total number of time it is giving you more info, right? So after that, lot of advantages there. I'll be completing one by one. After that, definitely in case you are having still doubt, I'll be definitely will clarify those things. But there are a lot of advantages. Some past advantage is that in case you need to add something in your project, just like Apache PY or maybe like TestNG or I mean kind of browser sorry HTML unit driver, so we'll be adding as a dependency. Okay, and in case version need to be changed, so manually we will not remove them and add them. Instead of that, I'll be just changing the version number, so automatically it will remove the oldest version repository and it will try to map that latest version jar file. So that is the one important aspect. So that way I will be running the pom.xml file, right? Then next one is that what are the Maven command available and how you can run those Maven command, right? So for that one, you need to go to the one more site, which is that is the site name I have already given in my PPT. you need to go to that site to download the Maven, and there are few files available. You can click on that Maven file and you can extract the folder, and you can save the folder in your desktop. So this is the folder, I have already got it in my desktop, so for Apache Maven. And then next thing is that you need to add, right, that particular just like the Java home, you need to also add the Maven home, right? So similar way, if you go to the My Computer and if you click on the properties, right, so just like the Java home, I also added that Maven home. If you go to the advanced system setting, you can go to the environment variables, so you need to add it, Maven home, right? So this is the path where I am giving the Maven home. So this is my Maven home extracted file, so I am giving the complete path, right? So that is the path I have given here. Okay, you could see C drive and the desktop and Apache Maven, and also in the path variable I also added it, that Maven one. So you could see here, this is the till the bin folder, similar way just like the Java, till that bin folder I am giving it. So this is the two configuration you need to do. Once this two configuration is done, right, then you can go to the command prompt. Press Windows R, press CMD, go to the command prompt, and here you can see whether Maven has been installed or not. So it is command is Maven mvn space hyphen version, just like the Java version, and you can definitely get to know what is the version is already installed. So we could see this is the install and this is my path of the Maven. So these are the different command you can run from the command prompt. So one of the best important advantage is that in case you are creating the Maven project, right, though in case you just know the path of the project, you can still execute it from the Maven. Suppose in case your Eclipse is not opening, but still you can execute those commands with the help of command prompt. So that is the another one advantage. So all the advantage you can get to know one by one. Okay, so this is the Maven version I can check. Once the version is checked, so definitely whenever you are creating the project, right, you definitely get to know what is your version of the project, what is the path of the project. So those will be already available in the path, right, in your workspace path. So if you go to the resources, that will give you the path. So this is your complete project path. So if you go to that path here, so you can get the details of the project here also, right? This is the setting, this is the source file, this is the target file, right? Everything you can get it. This is the test folder, source test, the Java package, Maven training, and this is the folder, right? Okay, you could see this is the class. So that's part you need to, project path you need to get it, and then here in the command prompt, press CD space and give the project path. So automatically it will go to the project, right? Now there is a 3-4 command, important command available, right? So this is the command for version, for check the version, then clean, it will clean the project in case you already executed it, right? It will clean the project. Compile, it will compile in case any Java compilation error is there, it will throw you. Maven test, it will first clean the project, compile the project and execute it. Maven package, it will clean the project, it will compile the project, it will test the project, then it will convert it some jar or war file. So that is the jar or war file you can deploy it in the environment. So automatically it will be in the production environment. Definitely instead of the code, right, you can install something which will be relevant jar file or war file. You know, whenever some code is coming, this is something called jar file or war file in the format. So that you can get with the help of Maven package. And Maven help, if you require any help for any kind of error, you can use that command Maven help, space help. So let's use first the command Maven clean, mvn clean. Let's try to execute it. So it will clean the project, it will remove all the browser history. So all the history in case you have already executed multiple times. So in your project, right, so you already executed it, that is the reason the test output some folder is there. Now if you execute it completely, so that from the test output folder everything will be removed because you are cleaning the history. Okay, let's complete it, that Maven clean. So it is clean now. Now we refresh the project and you can see here your that target folder, nothing is there, right, and test output folder. sorry, target folder, everything will be removed. Test output folder, something is there based on the configuration, but target folder, everything got removed. So that is the concept of Maven clean. It will clean everything. Then I can try to run Maven compile. So it will compile the project. In case any error, you can definitely get the error, and you can get to know the error, and you can definitely try to correct your code. So it will try to compile the project. In case any error, it will throw you the build failure, otherwise it will give you build success in the green color. You can see this build success, right? So it's compilation done. Then I will go for the next command, which is Maven test. Sorry, Maven test, right? So it will execute my test case. So it will definitely first clean the project, compile it, and then it will run it. So it is going to the test to run it, and definitely you can see it's running or not, running the test script. So it will try to launch the Chrome browsers, it will open the Facebook page, and it will also you can see the Facebook page opened successfully. That is the Facebook page. Total number of time takes, total run 1 and failure 0. Okay. Then if you refresh your project in the target folder, you could see that is generated. Something will be generated right in the target folder. Refresh the project and go to the target folder. You could see that is the different part got generated, right? Surefire report got generated here along with the test engine, which is coming from the Maven, right? So if you open that emailable report from that Maven Surefire report, you can get it. Maven status also you can get it. I think generate test report. These are the different things, but I will be using that instead of test engine. I will be using that Maven part only, right? So I can go to the emailable report HTML, and definitely from that one target folder I can get to know whether my test case passed or failed or not, right? One number of test case passed here. Everything I can get it. That is the beauty. The next one is that I already compile it, clean it, and run it, but I still my that particular jar file or Word file did not generated, right? Then how can I do it? So with the help of Maven package, this command builds the Maven project and package them into some jar or Word file, right? So that is the command I will be running it now. Maven package. So it will clean the project, it will compile it, it will test it, then that particular run, right, it will convert it some Word or jar file. So that is the sequence of those commands: clean, compile, test, and package. And you can see this is the Maven life cycle. Yeah, you can see the jar building jar is completed, right? So where it is displayed here in the target folder, that is the snapshot file created, right? which is the jar file or the relevant WAR file after packaging it. So that is the packaging format. So you can see if you refresh the target folder, you could see something called, that is the file got generated, right? You could see that is the Maven training session project name .0.0.1 and snapshot.jar. That is the jar file, it's got generated. So that file you can take it and you can deploy in your environment. Means that the whole core, it will be driven in the jar file. So that is the beauty of the Maven. Is it clear? The life cycle with the help of command. So even if you do not opening Eclipse, right, I can run it from the command prompt. Abbas, Lalon.
Yeah, so far.
Okay.
So in command prompt, rather than in command prompt, we'll go to that path. And
Yes, right. So CD you can go because of you are going to the CD drive and then the path. After that you can just command Maven clean, Maven compile, Maven test, and Maven package. It will give you the complete.
so it will execute all the test cases, whatever it is.
Yeah, right. Based on the test engine configuration, right? So whatever configuration you are doing in the test engine XML file, it will be running, because whatever build we are driving, right? So here you could see this is the configuration we are giving it, test engine.xml file reference. Got it? So it is deriving based on the configuration only. So in case you are adding more test case, so it will be definitely you need to add in test engine XML file. So it is driving based on the test engine.xml file.
Okay, so one small concept I just wanted to know. In real life, in real time, okay, when we'll do the real time project. Okay, so in that case, we'll create test ng framework and also the
Yes.
Maven.
Right. Maven, yes.
Things should be in
Yeah, right. So suppose in case you are adding 10 test ng class, right? And so in the test ng XML file, you will be adding them, and whatever grouping concept, everything it will be derived from the test ng XML file. So in case you want to do some parameters, so everything will be in the driven in the test ng.xml file. Based on the test ng.xml file, it will try to run it only. Okay. Then another concept I will be showing you, what is the called profiling down the line. No need to worry. Then Maven repository, right? I already told, right? So as and when you are giving that dependency in the pom.xml file, immediately it is saving in the m.m2 folder, right? All the things. Suppose say today you have used 4.1, say 0, and 3.14, 3.12, 3.13, all this stuff already used it, and automatically all the your jar file already saved in the local repository, right? But say tomorrow, say you will be creating a new project where maybe you do not have the internet connectivity, right? Okay, so what you will be do? You will be just adding the dependency, though internet connection is not available, in that version is already available in that .m2 folder. Automatically it will project will be created successfully, and it will be synced. So that is the concept of Maven local repository. Okay, so Maven repository is a directory where all the packages, jar file, plugin, whatever you will be using, right? So those everything will be saved there, and any other artifact that are stored in the pm.xml file, everything will be stored. Repository in Maven holds build artifacts and dependencies of various type. User need to add multiple dependency or any framework in the project pom.xml file. So there are primarily 3 types of repository available. So most of the time, definitely interviewer will ask that questions: local repository, central repository, and remote repository. So local repository already seen, that is the local repository, and remote is from where it is coming. In case those are not available in the local, so from where it will be coming, it is the remote repository. So that is the path for the central repository. So from where all your artifact is coming, this is the path. So from where everything will be coming here. Okay. So all the things, because whatever is available here, those automatically sent with that path. Okay. So in case someone is asking from where it is coming, you can give this is the central repository path. So I already provided here. So Maven local repository is located in the local computer system. It is created by Maven when user run any Maven command. The default location is your username.m2 directory. When Maven build is executed, Maven automatically download all the dependencies jar into the local repository. For new version, Maven will download automatically. If the version declared in the dependency tag in the pom.xml file, it simply uses it without downloading. User can change the location as well, right? So in the Maven home, right, there is a conf folder. So if you open it here, so there will be some sort of conf folder, and there is a setting.xml file, and if you open it, so these are the few settings you can do it, change it if you want to change it, but definitely no need to change it. So that is the default part is fine. So that is the default path here declared. So that is the reason everything is getting stored in the .m2 folder. Okay, so you can see here this is the default location of the local repository, right? User home .m2 and repository. So you can change it if it is required, but definitely we will be going to the settings. So this is the another settings available. Then Maven central repository are located on the web. This is the path repo.maven.org/maven2. It has been created by the Apache Maven itself. It contains a large number of commonly used library. It is not necessary to configure the Maven central repository URL. Internet access is required to search and download the Maven central repository. When Maven cannot find a dependency jar file for the local repository, start searching in the central repository. That is the sequence. Another one is called remote repository. Sometimes, right, many of the organization developed their own tools, right, own pattern, old repository or own repository, and it is already installed in the local network. So suppose in case you are working for the organization, so you need to be connected through their protocol, right, through their VPN, otherwise you will not able to get them. So then only you just simply need to add those dependency in the same format. So definitely those dependencies you will be getting it from your organization, and you can put it into that one, because those are the customized part based on the client the organization have created it, and for that you need to connect it on that organization VPN, otherwise you will not able to access it unless these are readily available. So this is called Maven remote repository. Local repository, central and remote, these are three you want concept. So how the checking happens, right, whenever you want to adding some dependency, how the check will happen? So Maven will scan through local repository for all the configured dependency. In case it is found, it continues with the further execution. Maven scan in central repository for that particular dependency in case it is not available in the local repository. Available dependency will be downloaded in the local repository for the further execution or future execution of the project. In case dependency is not found in the local and central repository, Maven start scanning in the remote repository. In case dependencies are not available in any of the three repositories, then Maven will throw the exception not able to find the dependency and will stop the processing. So definitely until you are removing that dependency tag, you will not able to execute it because it will throw the error message, right? So repository manager, what is repository manager? Repository manager is a dedicated server application designed to manage the repository. The usage of repository manager is considered as essential best practice for any significant usage of Maven, right? These are the different open source and commercial repository available, which will be supported by Maven, like Cloud Repo, Apache Archive, Cloudsmith package, right? Sonatype Nexus OSS, package cloud.oaio, so that, right, so you can use that particular format here, and definitely anywhere can store all the dependency in that particular repository manager. So that will be driven by your organization, but that will be only for the big project, very big project. Otherwise you can store in the same way, you can go in the same way, local, central and remote repository.
Okay, in this repository, only we can store the dependency, right?
Dependency, plugin, everything, whatever you will be adding in the pom.xml file.
So let's suppose, Radhan, if we create web element and all.
No. Web element, whatever you will be adding it in the pom.xml file, not elsewhere.
Okay, so okay, fine.
Okay, it is deriving based on the pom.xml file setting, not other. It will not derive from the exchange XML file, right? It is derived from the pom.xml because it is own feature, Maven feature only, pom.xml file. Yeah, then next question is that how we can implement headless browser testing with Maven, right? So let's try to create a new class here. Okay, so here I'll be creating a new class, Maven class, sorry, TestNG class here. So that is the class test and G-test, okay, or headless browser, HB, headless browser testing. That is the class name I am giving. So I already told you, right? So you already perform the headless browser testing in the normal Selenium WebDriver. So here you need to add the dependency for the headless browser. Okay. So headless browser are the browsers like it will, in case you are not a particular OS or your system is not having that browser setup, right? You can go with that without any browser. It is nothing but the, it will not able to see you the you will not able to see the GUI part or the execution part, but definitely your execution will happen. Everything can be derived, right? So you need to add the dependency for the headless browser also. So HTML unit browser dependency you can add it from your Maven repository.com. So HTML unit, you type it here, you will be finding that one. HTML unit. Okay, so that is the dependency you can need to add it. HTML unit driver, right? So you can go here, you can add the dependency, latest dependency. So you can go for any stable dependency here. I will be adding in my pom.xml file here. Let's press save here. So I already created new class, right? So here in the once this is successfully downloaded, right, I'll be creating a WebDriver equal to new HTML driver. So that will be my without browser. With the help of HTML unit driver, I can execute it. So I already created a new class. So I need to import the HTML unit driver from first WebDriver and then HTML unit driver. Okay, so it's still not loaded successfully. Let's see. Okay, still working. That is the reason you are not able to get it. So until it's completely 100% setup is done, workflow setup, you will not able to get them. Yeah, it is coming now. Now I can get anything here. So suppose I will be getting the Apple page. Right, so I can change the name here. The method, I can save it. Now that particular class name I can change it in the test.xml file here, right? Instead of that one I can change the class name here. So definitely that is already considering that class, right? And now if I want to run it from the Maven, here it will be definitely running it, but you will not able to see the execution, but you could still get the desired result, right? That Apple homepage title. So that way you can do the headless browser testing with the help of Maven project as well.
Radhan, at this point I could not get it. Can you please come again?
Yeah, let's try to correct it. I mean, let's try to run it. So headless browser is what, right? With the help of HTML unit driver, it will do everything, but you will not able to see the GUI execution, right? So that is the concept I already covered in the session 7, headless browser testing. In case your system or operating system does not have any browser installed, you can still go with the headless browser, right? So no browser will be opening, but you can still see the desired result right, and it will definitely fasten your execution, right. So here we are not importing that HTML unit driver. Instead of that, we are adding the dependency, right, in the Maven that POM XML file. After adding the dependency, I will be creating a new class here, or you can still go with the same class, right. Right, so I have created a new class. So this is the new TestNG class I have created. So this is the setting I am doing. So whenever you need to run, open the HTML unit driver, because you no need to provide the path, right. Just like here we are giving the path for the Chrome driver, no need to give the path. Directly you will be launching that driver, and you are opening the page. So that is the part I am doing. Now I want to execute that class, right. So in the TestNG.xml file I am changing the class here name, because the same package is available. So package name dot the class name. After that I am running it from the Maven form.xml file. Cleared? So you could see the result here. Apple page opened successfully, and that is the page. It's OUI, right? So that is the simple thing we'll be doing here. Now next one is the Maven profiles concept. So that is the very useful concept, right? So in the group concept I already told you, right? Suppose you want to group something. So definitely for each and every test case you will be grouping it. But with the help of Maven, you can do the profiling. Suppose say you already have 100 test cases, right? So in the 100 test case, so say you have created 10 class. Say I am giving simple example, 10 class. So in each class is having 10 test cases, okay? Or say 5 class you have created. 5 class you have created, right? And one class it's containing your UT test case, one class containing its smoke test cases, one class contains your system test case, one class contain your SID test cases, one class your regression test cases. Then with the help of pom.xml file you need to do the grouping, and it can be lot of contradiction in the grouping as well, right. And whenever you are creating a Java project, you can only create a one testng.xml file, because your whenever converting the testng.xml file, if you duplicate the testng.xml file, your execution will not happen, because it will only take the testng.xml file. But here you can create multiple testng.xml file, and in each and every testng.xml file you can give your relevant test case class reference, and based on the testng.xml file you can do the profiling concept. So suppose say for regression I can create a profile called regression. So it will take that particular testng.xml file reference. The system test it will take other reference, right. So let's try to change it here. So this is your two test case, one is the your, okay, that's fine. One is the Apple test case, one is your Facebook test case. Now say I want to run my Apple test case only, right. So definitely I every time I need to change my testng.xml file, I need to change my class name, right. In case I am providing two class name, so it will be running successfully, both the class will be running successfully, right. But I want to run it. So how I will be doing it? So I will be creating two testng.xml file here. So I will be copying it and I will be pasting it in the project. So that's how you can create multiple testng.xml file, right. So that is the beauty of Maven project. So it will allow you to create it. So let's give the path here. So that is the path I will be giving in the testng.xml2 file. So that for two different class I have created two different testng.xml file. Now it will not impact me. So I no need to change anything in the real time. Clear or not? Similar way, in case you are having 5 different configuration, you will be creating 5 testng.xml file, and each and every testng file will be containing those test cases which is relevant for that one. So here I have created two testng.xml file. One is the testng, one is the testng2 XML file. In the testng, one class is associated, and the testng2 another class is associated. Now I will be going to the concept of profiling. So Maven profile can be used to create customized build configuration, like targeting a level of test granularity or a specific deployment environment, within which profile element user can configure many elements such as dependency, plugin, resources, file name, etc. So, okay. So this is the few settings available in the pom.xml file. I can do it, right. Otherwise .md folder is there, or in the Maven folder we can create a new setting.xml file in that in the .m2 folder. You can create it. Okay, so how you will be doing it? So let's try to create some profiling here in the maven.form.xml file. Then how you can create the profile here? So you can go to that maven here. So here you can give some in that plug build, right? Before that, after the dependency, you can create some profiling. So that is the tag you need to use. So let's say I'll be using that tag. Okay, suppose say one I am giving his Facebook name. Okay, and then definitely I need to close that one tag, profiles and the profiles. I'll be repeat you, no need to worry, so that you can understand here clearly. I'll be completing that tag. So that is the one tag I am defined. The Facebook page. So for the Facebook page, what is the setting? testng.testng2.xml file. That is the setting, right? Because that is the way I have associated the Facebook page. So I will be changing the reference here to testng2.xml, right? For the Facebook profile. Then I will be creating another profile. So similarly, in case you are having multiple profiles, you will be creating multiple profiles here. So what is the profile name I will be giving? Other is Apple page. So I will be giving the name as Apple here. Only just profile I will be changing it to Apple, right? And here I will be changing the reference as testng XML file, because testng XML file is going to that class, and that class Apple particular method is there. So that's why I'll be creating multiple profiles, right? So now my setup is done. I need to save my project. Then how you can run your project with the based on the profile? Suppose say I want to run only the Apple page method. So that class already associated in my testng.xml file, right? You can see .xml, not 2.xml, and that is the reason I have associated testng.xml file and profile name I have given Apple. And similarly for the other one, I have created another profile which is called Facebook, which is associated to the testng2.xml file. So testng2.xml file is associating to that another class which is 10. So 10 class is having that testng Facebook page method. Similar way, you can add multiple test case, you can in the same class, or you can associate the relevant testng file based on a requirement, based on the different testing type you are doing. For build validation set, you can create one testng XML file. For system test, you can create it. For integration test, you can create it. For UAT test, you can create it, and you can give the relevant name. And based on that, you can create multiple profiles. So now I had two profiles here, right? One is the Facebook profile, so it will run the Facebook, open the Facebook page. One is the Apple profile name, it will run my Apple page, right? Open my Apple page. Then how you can activate those profiles, right? So you need to go to the command prompt here, and you need to run the command maven compile -p and the profile name. So this will be activating the profile, and based on the profile it will run your execution. So let's go to the command prompt here. So I have two profiles right now. One is the Apple, one is the Facebook. So I will type that command maven, then compile, then -p and Apple. I can run it, right? So if you run it, so whatever Apple method you have created, so Apple page will open, and you can get the title of the page, it will be closed. So it will be running based on the testng.xml file, and Facebook is associated with your testng2.xml file. So that's why you can create multiple testng.xml file where you will be setting your configuration, and based on the configuration you will be creating multiple profiles, and you will be giving that testng XML reference path. Okay, once it is done, right, if you want to run it, right, to activate the profile you have to use maven package hyphen p and profile name. So I'll be typing is Marvin package. What is the command? Package p is caps, package small, okay, package hyphen p and then Apple. I can give the profile name, so it will run it. Once compilation is successful, I'll be running it, and it will be completely package it, your jar file and WAR file. So you can see only Apple page will be open, not the Facebook page. Based on the profile concept I am giving it. And definitely Apple page, it is based on the HTML unit driver, so it will not open. GUI you will not able to see it. Based on the test case I have given is HTML unit driver, but you will be able to get the result. So that is the different way you can configure different type of test cases, test suite, and definitely based on the profile all your execution will drive. So you will be doing the change only one time, and after that you no need to change anything. So as and you are required, you will be just confirming that part, right? Okay, you could see your run is successful, Apple page opened successfully. This is the title you are getting it, and also it is creating the package, right? So run once, build successful, right? But you are not able to see the GUI part because for your right new Apple class you use HTML unit driver. Now let's try to activate the Facebook page, Facebook profile, where it will be drive based on your, this is the profile name Facebook, based on the testng2.xml file. So testng2.xml file is going to that testng training session 10 class, and testng training session class, it is opening the Chrome browsers, maximizing it and getting the title of the Facebook page, right? So now if you want to activate the Facebook profile, how you can do it? Marvin package hyphen p and Facebook. So let's check the profile name once more time, because you need to give the correct profile name, right? This is the ID of the profile. So it will try to run your test cases based on the Facebook profiles setting. So it will launch the Chrome browser, because it will be derived based on the Chrome browser settings. It will execute the test cases, open the Chrome browsers, it will launch the Facebook page, and it will get the title and close the page. So that is the important concept you will not get in the Java project. So this is the different unique part only specific to Maven project. And if you want to convert them right to package, so definitely it is not possible, right? And if you want to run with the help of command prompt, so it is very easily, right? All the Maven command is available, you can run it with the help of Maven project. Maven clean, Maven compile, Maven test, and Maven package, right? So you can see everything is getting run, you can getting the result here. Okay, Facebook page open successfully, and this is the title of the page. Next is that, suppose say I already had lot of profiles, but most of the time, 90% of the time, I'll be running only one profile. So definitely you know that your regression suite is there, MOOC suite is there, SID suite, ST suite is there, system test, system integration. But most of the time, whenever build is coming, you will be running your MOOC suite multiple times. So then is the reason, in case you are having 10 profile, but you can make one profile always active. Then how can you do it? You can check it. You can add this tag activation, active by default equal to true, and activation, so that automatically, though in case you are having 10 profile, but that profile will be automatically running, right? So you need to change it. So you need to change that concept only. Activation. So suppose whatever profile you want to make it default, In case you want to make it default, then you need to do it for that profile. Suppose say every time I'll be doing the Facebook profile default. In case you are having 10 profile, so that is the tag you need to add it. In case you do not require, you can remove it out. So that's way you can easily, right? Configure your settings so that every time you no need to change it. Now with the help of simple maven package command, you can run it. Okay. So here some problem, I think it's run successfully. I can compile it again, go to the CMD, give the path of the project again. This is the path, and then I can run with the help of maven package. So automatically it will take the default profile, cd and maven package. So it will take, though we have multiple profile, but it will try to execute it based on the default profile I have selected. So that's why in case you are having 10 profiles, but 95% of the time you will be running it one profile, so you can make it activated default. So you don't need to worry. So it will be setting one time, but execution will be done based on the profile concept. So that is the very relevant important concept you will be using in the real-time framework as well. So those are the things not available in your Java project. So that is the basic difference between Java project and the Maven project. So command prompt is the very important thing. Then next there are a lot of command. You can clean your project, you can compile it, you can run it, you can packaging it. So that is not available. Then the profiling concept, right? And multiple TestNG XML file you can create it. But for the normal TestNG project, if you want to create it, but only TestNG XML file will consider, not other TestNG XML file. Right? You can see this working perfectly. Okay. So that is the beauty of that concept. The last topic is that importance of snapshot in Maven. So I already showed you what is snapshot, right? So as and when you are running your project, you already seen here the snapshot is getting created, right? That is snapshot. So what is the between snapshot and the normal project? In case normal project is created, right? That means you are fixing your code and it cannot be changed, right? But snapshot is that in case multiple developers are creating or using a same project, in case you are pulling, changing your code, right? So automatically it is updated in the snapshot, and automatically that update is also available to the other developer. So that is the important concept of snapshot. It is means not ready yet. So as and when you are changing it, so that that version is also getting updated, and other developer also connected with the latest version. But in case you are fixed your version, it will not be same. It will be fixed only. No update will be there. So during development of a large scale application, the process involves a series of changes to be made in the application till it is confirmed to be ready as a final release. Because there could be multiple teams working on the application across different set of modules. So consider 2 teams or 3 teams working on 2 different modules, right? A and B. Say B will be independent of the service provided by the team A. Say A team is involved in working some of the major critical fixes, and those fixes will be checked in every day. So team B has to be notified in a way that there are some pending work by the team A and the final version has not yet been released by the team A. Right? This is where Maven snapshot come into the picture. Snapshot is a special version which indicates the current deployment copy of the project which is being worked on. For each build, Maven always checked out for a snapshot of the project. Hence, whenever Maven find a newer snapshot of the project, it will download and replace the older jar file of the project in the local repository. That is the reason as and when you are creating a project, so you could see here it is coming a snapshot. So every time it is changing, it is a not fixed version, your project is getting updated, a repository is getting updated. You can see the project version is snapshot version. So that is the concept, you will be getting it only when you will work with the Maven, not in the other project. So snapshot version always gives some updates or change being made on the project. Also snapshot should exist only during development phase and will not having a release version. This implies that the build of the project will be changed at any time and still under the development process. So this is the basic difference I have tried to give between the snapshot and the version, because most of the interviewer will ask the question, because you will never seen that part, right? So you could say that whenever you will be creating a project, group ID, artifact ID, packaging format will be there, but version will be always snapshot, because if you are working on that project, it's not delivered, right? Though you are packaging, but still package is in snapshot version. It is not ready for the delivering part. So as and when you are updating, you are doing something, you are doing the code change, so automatically every time it is getting updated. And latest code, in case someone want to access your project, latest code will be updated also there. But in case of version, so its code will be freeze, right? And whatever update you will be making it, they will not able to access it. So that is the basic difference between the snapshot and the Maven. So let me recapture once more time whatever topics have been covered. After that, in case you are having any question, definitely I will take it forward. So Maven is an build management tool as well as the dependency management tools. So in case of Java project, every time you need to download all the jar files, you need to associate them in the project. In case your version is getting changed, you need to remove that one and you need to download again newer version, you need to associate the project. But for the Maven project, you will be simply changing the dependency, right, or the version one in the pom.xml file. Automatically your older version will be removed and newer version will be come into the picture. So first you need to install the Maven in the Eclipse. Once it is installed, you can create any Maven project, and definitely after that you can create some Java class or the TestNG class. You can convert them in the TestNG.xml file, and based on the Surefire plugin or the compiler plugin added, right, you can test, compile and run it, right, from the pom.xml file, as well as you can install that Maven part, right. You can add the Maven home and the path variable. After that you can go to the command prompt, you can, with the help of Maven test, right, Maven clean, Maven compile, Maven package, Maven help, Maven version, you can check all the different commands in the Maven. You can you will be using 3 different repository, local and central and remote. So first time whenever you will be trying to download it, try to give the dependency, automatically it will be added in your .m2 folder, local repository. Next time it is not available, it will try to download from the central repository, and some of the customized repository you can get it in the remote repository. And there are few of the repository management tool available, just like the Apache Archive, Cloud Repo, right. And you can do the headless browser testing. You can add the dependency and you can perform the headless browser testing with the help of Maven project. And Maven profiles concept will be very, very important whenever you want to segregate your test cases based on the different testing type, smoke test, sanity test, right, build validation suite, regression test, UAT test, system test, end-to-end test. And you can definitely create multiple testng.xml file, and you can create multiple profiles. In case you want to activate one profile by default, you can do it. You can add the relevant tag, and whenever you want to run it based on the profile setting, you need to use the command called Maven space package space -p and the profile name. And snapshot I already used, right. So snapshot will be, right, the version where it is not ready for the deployment. It is the version where multiple person, in case they are updating the code, and in case you are using that version, automatically your code will be reflected. But for the version, it is stable version. Once you already used it, you can once the other is updating the code, you cannot get it, right. So that's all for today's session and all about the Maven. In case you are getting the understanding whatever I have covered so far in today's session, I think that will be very, very fine for any automation tester to start their journey in the Maven project. Thank you.